Michael Steele, and I'm going to read some of what Jeremy has written about you in a second. But first, your thoughts about the demise of Sarah Palin's libel suit.
I think the libel suit is part of an overarching narrative that continues against the mainstream media, against the establishment order in politics, particularly within the GOP. And I think it also speaks to some of the things that drives Sarah Palin on this front. I don't see her so much playing catch up with Trump. I think she has very successfully carved out her place inside the party. But I also think what she does with this suit, in some respects, is just put a little peg and a reminder out there that she was a voice that very early on galvanized the base, called to order the new order of things, and put it in a context that was once a very exciting, like that moment at the convention when the lights go out and she continues to bore through her speech and just completely galvanizes not just the party but the country. But then in her post-Washington career, staying in touch with that base. And this suit is sort of a reflection of that. Regardless of the outcome of a judge or a jury, there will be fundraisers had, there will be money raised, there will be organization around this fight, very much in the same frame that we've seen before.
Michael Steele, I want to read what Jeremy writes about you in Insurgency. This is about your tenure running the RNC. Mm-hmm. RNC staff pressed you about using the conspiracy theory about Obama's birth certificate as a way to raise money. One day, one of Steele's deputies let his guard down and told the chairman why he thought Republican voters were so mad. Quote, they lost in 2006 and they just got their clock cleaned by the black guy. It made Steele realize something he found incredibly depressing. If this is what they said to his face, what were they saying behind his back?
Yeah,
I know this was a long time ago, but it's shocking, right? Just to see it in print.
Well, it is, and I appreciate my time talking to Jeremy about this. It was a little bit cathartic, a little bit of a on-the-couch moment to sort of relive some of that. But and to be honest, I also know a lot of what was said behind my back. The one thing I learned growing up in Washington, D.C., nobody knows everybody you know. So they wind up, people start talking and the word gets back to you. So, and since I've been here longer than most, I know a lot of people. But the reality of it is, it's said to me that it even relates back to before we got into the period with Trump and certainly even with the Tea Party, that there was this energy beneath the surface that was really retching at the party, trying to move it and push it in a direction, which is, again, one of the reasons why I gave the speech, I believe it was at the National Press Club, declaring that the Southern strategy was over. I wanted to declaratively state the direction as national chairman I wanted the party to go. I made it very clear when I went to address the NAACP with the same idea that not only am I going to link the history of the party to the African-American community, but I want the African-American community to help lead the party into the future. Along with other communities. But there was this internal resistance, which we've now seen play out over and over again, crystallized in that Charlottesville moment when you have, the KKK and the Nazi Party and all these other folks down in Charlottesville wreaking havoc. And the president of my party, our country, says, well, they're fine people on both sides. And it really kind of speaks to that moment inside of the party where the response to that, and this is the key thing, was largely deafening silence. And you realize in that moment, we've lost not just that battle, but possibly that war in trying to pull the party away from that 1968 kind of mindset of the way we win elections and the way we hold power is through white men voting for us.
And a lot of people will point to Fox News's 8 years of coverage of the Obama presidency as being inextricably linked to that. Jeremy reports that out. An incredible example also of one MAGA lawmaker and how his behavior during the January 6th insurrection speaks volumes as to where the party is today.